この度のゲームはどう転ぶのか。委ねるもよし、抗うもよし。いずれにせよ、わしに残されたわずかの命をトスに値する実に楽しい宴よ。
Okay, oh my god, why did I just get the burps just when I'm trying to intro? Alright everybody, welcome back to some more Umineko and They Cry. Sorry for the minor burp, I don't think you guys heard that, but if you did, I apologize. Holy crap, horrible timing. I almost want to redo this intro, but you know what, I don't care anymore. I will just keep it with that. Welcome back. So, more Umineko. Last time we had Beato completely destroying Battle. I guess it started off with Rosa and Rosa and what, Beato, right? Rosa meeting up with Beato in her hidden mansion, and you know, they walked out together. Beato fell off a cliff and died. Human Beato died. But that also meant that her soul was freed, and so she became a witch again. But Kenzo then went to the shrine close to the island, the one that has Eastern magic, and blocked her in. And because Beato uses Western magic, she struggled against it, right? It's like trying to eat a soup with chopsticks. So yeah, so she got trapped in the island. Which, by the way, this whole Eastern and Western magic thing, it has been mentioned before in the discussion between Shannon and Beato. So it wasn't like it was the first time mentioned in last part. But okay, anyway, she's bad against Eastern magic, so she got trapped here. And then Kinzo, trying to revive her, found out about this ritual, then wrote the epitaph, and now he's ensuing the ritual, which is where we're at now. This is the game, and you know he's now asking how it will be resolved, the ritual, how it will all be resolved, and stuff like that. And yeah, also Beatos had some red truths, and so did one of it, to be fair, that I wrote down before this part. Look at me doing my homework. Kind of funny that I'm doing Umineko homework at this point by writing the red truths down. I mean, it takes me about 10 minutes to write them all because I mostly have to just scroll around the part trying to find where the different red truths are and writing them down. But at the same time, I do get, you know, repetition of the story, so I guess I don't mind that much. But yeah, I wrote them down. The red truths were regarding there being only 18 humans on this Rokkinjima. So that was one red truth. And the fact that Beato died, the human Beato died when she fell off a cliff. That's a red truth as well. Yeah. And that's where we're at. Now we're on to a new chapter here. I think we're on like chapter 5 or something by this point. So we're moving along episode 3 nicely here. I think we are moving at a faster pace than we usually are. So let's keep it going. Let's see how this goes. And biggest thing I'm noticing right now, right off the bat, is like I mentioned at the end of last part, Kenzo saying, how will the game be resolved this time? As if this game has happened before, as if he's experienced this game before. So that's the first thing I'm wondering, is Kenzo kind of like Battler where he's experienced this multiple times? Is he another time looper? Right? Because we know Rika's a time looper in Higurashi, and then for the longest time, or at least in the original Higurashi, Satoko wasn't. But in Higurashi Go, Satoko also became a time looper. So for the longest time, we had two time loopers. Is that the sort of scenario we have here, where Ishiroma Kinzo and Ishiroma Battler are both kind of this time looping thing, or at least they're in this other dimension? But Kinzo seems to be aware of it in his human form in Rokkinjima. Battler isn't aware that he's kind of this time looper person playing a game with Beato in his human form, right? So Battler will be as confused as ever when the ritual begins again, right? He's currently in the guest house, right? So yeah, it's currently midnight, and that's another thing I should mention. So the deaths are about to start very soon here. And yeah, Battler, as we know, he's in this other dimension. The time loops. He's playing the game with Beato, but we also have the real life Battler in Rokkinjima who's doing the deeds and the stuff. And yeah, he's already figured out the relationships between Shannon and George, but even more impressively, the relationship between Kanon and Jessica. He's already figured that out. That's crazy from Battler. Anyway, let's keep going. In his dimly lit study, which was occasionally brightened by lightning, Kinzo kept mumbling to himself, laughing to himself. On the antique clock with an intricate design that was sitting on his desk, the two overlapping hands had begun to tilt to the right and separate from one another. Yeah, because it's midnight. Okay. Anyway, yeah, it's midnight. The passage of time. Oh, what the frick? 1 second. Oh, okay. We're back. We're back. Sorry about that. The passage of time that had counted to 24 had returned to 0 and begun to start counting again. It's midnight. Rose.
時の刻みとは残酷なものよ。24を数えるために1日をかけてたどり着き、そして再びゼロに戻る。
Frick, get out. There's a fly! What is this bug? There's a fly in real life, by the way. Yeah, go over there. It's on the wall, we're good.
23時59分までは確かに数えただろう。しかし、24時にたどり着くことはできたのだろうか。
Are we getting philosophical now? When does the clock end at 24 or does it start at 0?
たどり着けず、再び0時に戻ったと考えれば、それはなんとも虚しいことよ。
No. Is that not the same as a person's life? You live aiming for a perfect 24 and in the instant you reach it, we return to 0. People may praise the departed, saying that they did reach 24, but that is absolutely not 24. It is nothing more than 0.
わしは違うぞ。
You're gonna reach the 24?
わしは生きて24にたどり着く。
That's crazy, bruh.
そここそが黄金鏡。
Okay, so it seems like the clock has a correlation to the Golden Land, because in episode 1 as well, when the clock hit midnight, they also went to the Golden Land. So I don't know, maybe it being 24 or 0000 is the Golden Land, whatever that means.
ベアトリーチェの住処なのだから。
Kinzo had been fumbling around with some tarot cards for some time. It looked as though he was trying to divine his own luck, his own propensity for victory, and doing it over and over every time he didn't like the result. Alright. The most forbidden action in tarot reading is to try predicting the same thing twice. It is a desecration to the result of the fortune telling, and also desecrates the existence of the existence higher than humans which delivers signs through the tarot cards. However, Kinzo knew. The reason the tarot cards shouldn't be used twice was that, since it was nothing more than a random number generator, it was natural that if you read them twice, a different result would appear. Therefore, reading twice was only forbidden to preserve the mystique of the tarot cards' results. However, that didn't mean that Kinzo didn't take tarot reading seriously. Kinzo's interpretation of tarot reading was done in a completely different way. That was to repeat the reading over and over until he reached the result most favorable to him, without the slightest amount of compromise. It would depend on how he defined the result most favorable to him, but if he demanded the best result in a strict sense, it would be the same as a simple roulette of luck, where he sought an arithmetic miracle. Okay. However, to Kinzo, who made miracles of numbers the basis of his magical power, this could become very much like a magic ritual. Okay. He made miracles of numbers the basis of his magical power? Huh. Alright. In other words, until the result he desired appeared perfectly, he would repeat the tarot readings over and over, turning his labor, conviction, and the feelings of his heart into a prayer, so that when it reached heaven, the result would be sublimated. This was Kinzo's personal magical interpretation. Okay. Therefore, even though the tarot cards Kenzo used were exactly the same as generally used tarot cards, the way they were used was completely different.
今宵は思い通りにならぬな。
Tonight it refuses to go my way. Kenzo stopped his hands for a second. It seemed the result he expected wasn't showing up. On the contrary, many bad cards that shouldn't often appear were appearing repeatedly, and continuing to interfere with the miracle Kenzo wished for.
そういうことなのか。
Is that how it is? It seemed that Kenzo had taken some kind of sign from this abnormal course of events. Alright. But judging by the unlucky cards scattered over the desk, it was difficult to imagine that the sign had been a good one. For a while, Kenzo closed his eyes tightly, pondering something. Then, as the thunder roared, he made up his mind about something, took the telephone receiver and dialed. What?
わしだ。
I thought the phones, well, I mean, was in episode 1, yeah, the phones aren't supposed to be working anymore. They get cut off after after the first 6 deaths, they get cut off.
源氏はおるか。至急だ。
Because now they get cut off from the outside world. Genji. Is Genji there? It is urgent. Okay. Does Genji know about the existence of Beato in 1967? Because we know Genji lived here. He's been a servant for way longer than that. So does Genji know about it? And how much does he know? Because if he knows now, then he's been known for the past couple of episodes. Also, Beato as a human was alive in episode 2. That's another thing to remember. In front of the main entrance, Shannon was cooling her flushed face in the frigid air. She had thought that George's proposal would surely come sometime. It wasn't as if her heart had been unprepared. And she had nodded as an answer. Okay. Had she been reckless because of her youth? Should she have thought about her future more seriously? She found herself worrying that he might have thought of her as a cheap girl because of her immediate reply. Perhaps at least holding off until tomorrow morning would have given the impression of thinking more seriously. Now that she had already received the ring from George, Shannon kept fidgeting in embarrassment, thinking she should have done this, should have done that. As she did, she heard the sound of footsteps coming towards her, splashing through puddles. Shannon immediately chased away the emotions welling up inside her.
Genji-sama? Kanon-kunも。すみません。すぐに戻らなくて、
Okay, so Genji and Kanon have shown up. She grew stiff, thinking that she would surely be scolded for spending too much time in her secret lover's meeting with George. The masters told us to come to the study urgently.
はい、かしこまりました。一体何事なの？
What in the world?
不吉な予感がするってさ。自分で儀式を起こしたので、都合のいい話さ。
He said he had an ominous premonition. How selfish. We'll enter from the back so that Gora doesn't notice us. Oh! Hide your footsteps.
はい。姉さん、注意して。姉さんは賑やかだから。
Take care, Nesan, you're so noisy. Go away, fly. There's a fly. There's flies still flying around our room. Okay, you're so noisy. Alright, take care, Shannon. Kanon was especially good at hiding his presence. Like he was a cat. He was able to suddenly be there without anyone noticing and leave in the same way. So even if he were to step in a puddle, the sound he would make would be far smaller than that of the rain hitting the puddles. Genji also had that ability. Well, in the first place, that was how the servants were supposed to be, even going by the name of furniture. Just like how desks and closets go unnoticed by members of the family, the servants also treated being able to show up unobtrusively when they needed to as their greatest virtue. In that sense, Shannon's footsteps still strongly asserted themselves. She was also trying to hide her footsteps, but compared to Kanon and Genji, well, you could say she was a little more lively. Eventually they reached the back door, and the three of them entered the mansion. These are the three servants with the crest, by the way. With the Ishiromiya crest. Kumasawa and Gora don't have them. So these are the three big boy servants. Immediately they thought they felt something. It wasn't quite a sense of smell, rather they felt it from the depths of their noses. And this hard to describe sensation, which you might call a sixth sense, allowed them to perceive that something was different than usual. Yeah, because they can use magic, all three of them. Well, we haven't seen Genji use it yet, but he's kind of been using it with his knives. He's got some magic power too, I'm sure.
源氏様
急ぐぞ。
We must hurry. That perception caused them to feel that something tense was closing in on them. Realizing that, the three of them dashed up the stairs, aiming for Kinzo's study, still hiding their footsteps. When they dashed up the stairs, that smell of sweet poison particular to Kinzo's study reached their noses.
いかがなさいましたか、源氏様。
What is it, Genji?
結界が死んでいる
The barrier is dead. Shinderu. Okay, so someone broke off the barrier. Or something broke off the barrier somehow. So Kinzo may very well be dead. Let's see, check in there. After hearing Kanon, she looked at the doors to the study. A scorpion pattern was engraved on the doorknob. Well, I mean, the scorpion pattern is what's supposed to be protecting the barrier. That's what's supposed to be doing the barrier, right? So how is the barrier dead? A powerful magic repellent. The final barrier which protected Kinzo himself. It had been broken. Okay, how? How do you break barriers? Of course, there was no change to the doorknob that the eye could see. However, they who could understand things that people couldn't perceive were able to recognize the dramatic change. They could understand things that people couldn't perceive. Okay, so all three of them have magic.
親方様。親方様。
He's dead, right?
源氏でございます。
That's why the tarot cards were all fumbling. They're all ominous. Because it's a premonition that he was gonna die. Also, look at this is Genji. Genji's eyes look different. He looks more lively here. Probably because he's panicking over his master dying.
ここをお開けください。
Please open this door. Genji called in this way after knocking several times, but there was no answer from the study.
シャノン、背中を守れ。カノン、室内を探れ。
Shannon, protect our backs. Kanon, search inside the room.
はい
Alright, time to find a dead Kinzo. Let's go. Kanon put his ear against the door, searching for a presence inside the study. To protect the backs of the other two, who were watching the door, Shannon faced the other way with her back to them, prepared for the unexpected.
親方様はいらっしゃられるはずですですが静かすぎます
It's too quiet.
ご無事だということか。
Is he safe?
いえ
No.
静かがすぎます
It's too quiet!
まさか
ま
そんな。
まさかそんな。
親方様、扉を失礼させていただきます。
Well, you're fine. He's dead anyway. Genji pulled a gold key out of his pocket. It was the only key to the study that existed, other than the one that Kenzo held. Wait, really? I didn't know this. So, yeah, of course master keys can't open the study, but I did not know this. So there's two keys that can open the study, or to the study, and that is the key Genji's holding and the one that Kenzo held. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Okay. He stuck it in the keyhole and turned it heavily. At a glance, that would have indicated that it really was a strong lock. However, the fact that the barrier had been destroyed meant that this door had long been wide open for anyone with magical power. The lock made a heavy sound, indicating that the door had been opened to humans as well. To humans as well, okay.
失礼いたします。
I can't say that. That's hard for me. God damn it. I can't do the middle part of that word. Okay, as Genji respectfully bowed his head, and Kanon's sense of tension grew tighter, and Shannon acted nervous, they entered the study. Okay. Oh, so he's alive! Well, why didn't he reply anything? Idiot! They immediately discovered Kinzo's figure. He was sitting in a reception sofa so that his back faced them. Genji noticed the person sitting across from him, and again bowed deeply. Kanon also noticed that person, and he didn't bow his head. Oh, is it fake Kinzo? Like fake Kanon? Last episode? We're gonna get a fake Kinzo that's about to attack? He went in front of Shannon and spread both arms, blocking the way to her. Okay. So it's fake Kinzo then. It's not the real Kinzo. So without even seeing that person's face, Shannon already had a good idea who it was. Oh! Oh! So Berto's sitting across from Kinzo right now. Okay. So Berto's just appeared right away? Interesting. Is it human Berto then? Or is it witch Berto? Well, if she's talking to Kinzo and Kinzo can see her, then maybe it's human Berto. Even though human Berto died in 1967. Whatever that means. Okay. Alright, so Berto's here, seems like.
お越しでございましたか。
Golden Witch.
ベアトリーチェ様。
The candle stands. Beatrice-sama is here.
源氏か。
Hello.
なかなかに早いな。やはり家具は主の呼びかけに素早く答える方が良い。こやつとは大違いだ。
It's better when furniture answers its master's call quickly, very different from this person. Oh! Ronove's there too?
ロノエ様もお越しでした。
Ah, Ronove's come as well. Okay. And Genji knows about him. Okay. Okay, Genji, you got it like that. Genji's aware of Ronove's existence. Okay. Genji already knows who he is. Genji directed his greeting towards the thin darkness behind and to the right of Beatrice, where nothing appeared to be. Oh. Right. Right. So Beatrice appeared in her human form, but Ronove can't do that. He's a demon. So he's still invisible to the rest, but he's there. So Genji, even though he can't see him, he's aware that he's there. So he's still bowing his head to him. Or directing his greeting to him. Even Kanon and Shannon couldn't have imagined that someone would be there. However, the darkness answered immediately and praised Genji's eye sign.
相変わらずさすがです。だいぶの久しぶりになりますね。それにしても老けましたね。
Dear me, you have gotten old, haven't you? How long has it been since you met each other?
それだけの弱いを重ねましたか。
Have you really reached that age?
充実した日々を過ごしております。
I have lived a full life.
ロノエ様におかれまして、ますます充実されております。
It appears that your life has grown to be even more full.
ええ、おかげさまです。そしてシャノンも久しぶりですね。君は随分と美しくなった。そして随分と強くなったようですね。良いことです。
You have grown quite beautiful and quite strong. It is good to see. To Shannon.
ありがとうございます。
Thank you very much.
姉さん、あいつは一体。
Kanon doesn't know who he is. Okay. Well, we know Kanon's younger than Shannon. We know Kanon's 16, while Shannon is what, 18? So we know that much. Okay, so Kanon doesn't know who he is. Okay.
カノン君とは会うのは初めてになります
This
ね
will be the first time I've met you, Kanon-kun. Okay, that's interesting.
私はベアトリーチェ様の家具頭を任されておりますロノウェと申します源氏さんの古い馴染みですよ
I'm an old friend of Genji-san's. Okay.
あなたと同じに私も家具です
Interesting.
使える主は異なりますが
I'm furniture just like you, although the master service is different. The color of tension didn't disappear from Kanon's expression in the slightest. Serving under a different master, furniture could become kind, brutal, or anything else as desired. If he called himself furniture serving the hated Beatrice, then surely he was its despicable being as well. I know, right? But, you know, I mean, he's despicable in the sense that he's cunning, right? He's not full out about it, alright? He's secretive about him being despicable. Beato is straight up a piece of crap, openly. No issues whatsoever.
わらわもすっかり嫌われたものだ。坊主憎ければ今朝までなんとかとは。
Correct.
よく言ったものよ。
Correct. Is that the first time you notice? Is this the first time you notice? How is this the first time you notice? It seems that I'm completely despised. It's as though you hate everything to do with me. Absolutely. Duh. This has been the case for a bit now, Beato. I didn't hate you from the start, but the things you've done since I first met you, yeah, no, frick you. Beato openly sneered at Kanon's hate-filled face. Hey, Kanon, I'm with you. At the start, I didn't understand Kanon's hate for her, right? Because I didn't hate her as much as Kanon did at the start in episode 2. But now, yeah, I'm with you, Kanon. Yeah, she sucks. Then Kanon finally observed. Beatrice and Kinzo were enjoying a chess game, sitting in facing reception sofas. But Kinzo hadn't even quivered. He was holding his head with both hands, his eyes closed tight as he contemplated his next move. No, was he in anguish?
親方様
My lord.
わらわが金蔵に伝えたのは2つ。良い知らせと悪い知らせだった。良い知らせは、儀式を終えずしてわらわと再会できる幸運を得たこと。悪い知らせは、金蔵が儀式の一番最初の生贄に選ばれてしまったことだ。
So she just goes, alright, you know what? You can reunite with me, but at the same time, you're also dead. You're also super unlucky. You're the first to die. Just like that. That's crazy, Kinzo. What a terrific event. You managed to survive the entirety of the second episode. Just to be the first death in episode 3? What a pleb. You kinda suck, Kinzo. That's why Battler's the GOAT. Alright.
こればかりはわらわにもどうしようもない。実に気まぐれにルーレットにて決めたのだから。
It was decided by the fickle roulette.
嘘つけ。
Kanon's calling her a liar.
もてあそんで殺しているくせに。
You just take pleasure in killing people. Facts. I don't know about the liar part. That may truly have been the roulette, but she does take pleasure in killing people, and I hate her for it.
よしてカノン君
Nah, keep going, Kanon. Shannon, nah. Don't stop, Kanon.
さて金蔵、そろそろ負けを認める気になったのか。これにてわらわとの長きにわたる勝負は決着だな。
Kinzo, isn't it about time you decide to accept your loss? By this, our long-lasting contest is resolved, right? At a glance, you couldn't tell the current situation on that chaotic chessboard. However, judging from Kinzo's anguish and Beatrice's malicious relaxedness, it looked as though it was already decided.
是非もなしこれもまた一興か
It's It's unavoidable. Is this also entertainment?
わらわもだ。そなたとの勝負に決着がつくことは万感の思いあれど、もはや恩衆を超える。楽しかったぞ。退屈しない数十年であった。
Several decades that were not boring. She's about to conclude her contest with him. Beatrice advanced her queen and made her final move. It was thus decided. Checkmate. It's time to die, Kinzo.
これがわらわからそなたへの手向けだ。心置きなく眠れ。
Without reserve, sleep. Psychopath. Kinzo suddenly stood up and laughed like an opera singer facing a full crowd and spreading his arms, as though he had succeeded in a century-long plan. The frick? Whoa! Whoa, that laugh spat Crimson. Yo! Yo, look at that! That's awesome! That is really cool. Yo! I hope it's not lagging for you guys. Or at the very least, I hope it's not lagging too much. I hope you guys can see this animation. Yo! I was not expecting that. Okay. Alright. Well, rest in peace, Kinzo. Burned alive, huh? Well, that's one way to die. Alright. Now, last path, Crimson. Crimson flames poured out from inside him, spitting even out of his mouth, ears, and nose. All at once, his body was wrapped in hellfire. But Kinzo kept laughing. The more he laughed, the more hellfire he spewed from his entire body and began to char him. Those flames became a brilliant light, which dazzlingly shone on the various magic tools throughout the room and made their distorted shadows dance across the walls. Huh. Those shadows looked like the dead in hell, in ecstasy over Kinzo's he burned. And for one who had made a contract with a witch and who had reached the end of that contract, it was an extremely fitting end. After laughing and howling in the roaring flames for some time, Kinzo flopped to the ground as though he was a puppet whose strings had been cut. Crazy. Crazy, bro. Alright. Those incredible blazing flames disappeared as though they had burned up everything there was to burn. And afterwards, all that was left was a festering and burnt body that would make you want to avert your eyes. Damn. So, is this how Kinzo's burned up in episode 1 as well? Is that what happened in episode 1 as well? Kinzo's body was burned and then sent to the boiler room? Horrible.
お前が言うか。ふさわしい死に方だと思っているくせに。
Even though you think that was a fitting way for him to die?
なぜお前が姿を現している？僕たちに何か用だとでも言うのか？
Do you have some business with us?
よしてカノン君。ベアトリーチェ様を挑発してはダメ。
You must not provoke Beatrice-sama. Frick her! Beato deserves to be provoked and despised and insulted and bullied.
すっかり怯えさせてしまいましたね。
It appears to have completely terrified them.
わらわはつくづくカノンとは仲良くなれぬようだ。
Yeah, you can't get along with me either. I hate you.
そう嫌いでもないというのにな。
A pity, I must say, I quite like him myself. Beatrice smiled broadly, or perhaps wickedly. Kanon violently averted his gaze, obviously disturbed. His reaction was so different from what he had obviously intended that it made the witch and her butler laugh.
カノン、
ベアトリーチェ様の御前であるぞ。言葉遣いに気をつけなさい。
Carefully consider your manner of speech, Kanon.
ああ、構わぬぞ、源氏。好きに言わせてやれ。わらわは寛大である。
Let him say as he likes. I am gracious.
何が寛大だ。
How are you gracious?
わらわは死にゆく者にはいつだって寛大である。
Oh! Is Kanon the second sacrifice? Alrighty then. Kanon was brought to sudden realization by that creepy laughter. Beatrice's reason for being here was not just to take Kinzo's life. The first twilight required 6 sacrifices. Kinzo alone wasn't nearly enough. They had just nonchalantly come to this place. Alright, so here are the next 3 sacrifices. Which means 2 remaining after you get rid of these 4. Interesting.
安心せよ、カノン。そなたらがここに訪れたから生贄に選ばれるのではない。生贄に選ばれているからこそ、ここに呼ばれているんじゃないか。
Well, yeah, duh. Isn't that how the Demon's Roulette works? It was because you were selected as sacrifice that you were called here. Yeah, exactly.
なんだと。
What? How is this shocking? Come on. Obviously, your sacrifices. You were selected by the roulette. She called you in here, lured you in using the master, Kinzo, whatever, so that you could have easy pickings, easy killings. You're dead. Shannon's dead. We're good. Genji's probably dead too. Who knows? They instinctively figured it out immediately. 6 sacrifices were required for the first twilight. And after Kinzo, how many more would you need to add up to 6? 5! Easy maths. Come on, a first grader can do that. In this mansion, the number 5 instantly made them think of the number of servants here. Oh! So were the 5 servants chosen as the next ones? But then why weren't Kumasawa and Gora called up here? Especially because Genji said, "Ayo, let's not tell, don't tell, well, let's not have Gora see us or, you know, notice us, right? So why she'd still have to go around chasing Gora and Kumasawa? But also, is she doing this to just make sure that the master keys are out of the picture? Then she'd have an easier time. Creating locked rooms where Battler can't do anything about those. That might help her if the 5 servants are the next victims.
それがお望みですか。
Is that what you desire?
感謝せよ、家具どもよ。そなたたちの苦難の日々は今宵ようやく終わりを迎えた。それを告げに訪れたわらわに感謝せよ。
Your days of suffering have finally come to an end. You should thank me as I have come to tell you this.
かしこまりました。それをお望みでした。
If that is your desire. Come on, Genji. Alright, come on, Genji. Don't for Beato. Come on. She sucks.
源氏様。
Genji had agreed to the witch's heartless announcement in his usual manner, without raising an eyebrow.
親方様亡き後はベアトリーチェ様が我らの主。
What? She just becomes your new master? That's dumb.
その求めに応じるのが我らの最後の務めだ。シャノン、カノン、今日までよく使えた。その労苦もこれにて終わりだ。
You have done well serving until today. That hard work is now over.
源氏はさすがですね。
You're an old friend of his, right? You've known each other for a while, Ronove.
同じ家具としてあなたを誇りに思いますよ。
As fellow furniture, I think honorably of you.
シャノン、異論はないか。
Shannon, do you have any objections? Yes, she does. She's supposed to marry George.
はい。
No! Bruh, that's crazy. This is completely different than how she was in episode 2.
ジョージ様から指輪を贈られたそうだ。
Who did you hear that from? Hey, who snitched? Who snitched?
そ それでもなお未練はないか。
Who snitched? Who told people that George gave her a ring? Even so, you have no regrets?
はい。
No?
家具の耳過ぎた幸福でした。
What? How has Shannon regressed? She's regressed from how she was in episode 2? No! Not like this, Shannon! I thought you were better than this.
指輪を頂戴しただけで私の思いはすでに達せられております。
Just receiving the ring has already fulfilled my feelings. Well, that's true. That is something you agreed upon in episode 2 as well, though. But you didn't think that you were furniture, or that it was more than furniture deserved. You were like, alright, if I die, then I already fulfilled my feelings because me and George will be together for eternity. But you still thought of yourself as human. You evolved. What is this regression to thinking you're furniture? That is my one issue with this. What is this, Shannon? Shannon had not yet reached as high of a philosophical state of mind as Genji. There probably really were regrets left in her heart. She probably wanted to spend a little more warm time with the person of her thoughts, George. But she released herself from that. She took a single deep breath, and from that point on, the expression she wore was blank.
それでよい。
Very good. He also said yoi. Did you guys hear that? Just like Beato says sometimes yoi. Genji said yoi at the end. He said yoi. It's the Marco thing.
シャノンがそこまでの落ち着きを得るとは少し驚きでした。あなたも家具として達観したようですね。
Seems that you have also come to terms with things as furniture.
惚れた男と夜も共にできず少しは悔し涙をこぼさんのか。
You mean fornicate? Well, I mean, yeah.
退屈な女よ。
What a boring woman. You may not be boring, Beato, but you still suck. I still take Shannon way over you. But I mean, yeah, I guess there may be some underlying regrets of her not being able to fornicate with George before dying. But you know, stuff happens. You know, witches get in the way. Classic, am I right?
ベアトリーチェ様ごときにこ
おう
の気持ちはわかりません。
Oh, get her!
私たちの命をご所望でしたらどうぞお受け取りください。私たちは謹んでそのお務めを全うします。
If you desire our lives, please accept them. We will solemnly carry out that duty.
それでいい。よくぞ言ったな。
Well said. Hey, what's with you, Ronove?
ベアトリーチェ様の苦手なタイプのようで。
Just the type of person Beatrice is bad with?
最近こやつめはだいぶ達観しよった。
Ha!
どうも前回いじめすぎたようだ。
Oh. What?
それを言ったらバトラもだ。
Yeah, you did do the same. Wait. So, you torturing Shannon in episode 2 has affected the way she acts this episode? Oh. Speaking of which, didn't do the same to Batter? Oh. How do things connect between the episodes? I still don't get that. I still don't get how Beto's saying this. Oh well. Speaking of which, didn't do the same to Batter.
わらわはまだぬるいのか？
Am I still soft?
それとも追い詰め方が下手なのか？いずれにせよ面白みのないやつよ。
In any case, she's just no fun. Well, you're no fun.
しかしお前はまだわらわを楽しませてくれそうだよな。カノン？
カノン？
カノン君。
Compared to the two who had attained a philosophical state of mind, there was a painful anguish on Kanon's face. Kanon was still far too young to accept his demise without regrets, after being told of it by a suddenly appearing witch.
カノン、わらわは退屈を何より嫌う。そしてお前を除く二人が素直に死を受け入れるもので面白くない。だからそなたにはわらわの期待を裏切らないでもらいたいものだ。
I don't want you to betray my expectations, Kanon.
僕を慰み者にしようというのか。
Are you trying to make me your plaything? Kanon realized that he was being provoked. However, no matter how much anger spurred him on, his opponent was a witch. He was furniture. He had no chance of victory from the beginning. But the witch was expecting that he would struggle in vain and writhe around, and was looking forward to it. Just thinking about that was frustrating enough to get his blood boiling. Was disappointing the witch by refusing to resist like the other two the only way he could strike back at her? I mean, I guess.
煉獄の七姉妹が長女ルシファー
Oh, you're calling the sexy babe again?
いでよ
Arise! What is this, solo leveling? Arise! Actually, I don't know what Arise stands for. I haven't actually read Solo Leveling. I just know it's a reference from Solo Leveling. Fun fact. I just know because people say it and I don't even know what it stands for. Should I do a read of Solo Leveling on my channel? Nah, frick that. Nah. We'll leave it there. We'll leave it there. Alright, Lucifer's here too. Why are you calling her again? You could have called Belphegor. You could have called like one of my other favorite sisters. But okay, you'll call him Lucifer one more time. I like Lucifer. She's fine. I don't like how she killed me for no reason not too long ago. But okay, Lucifer's fine. But you don't want to give more attention to the other sisters?
傲慢のルシファーここに
Lucifer the proud right here. Yeah, so Lucifer is supposed to be the proud one out of the sisters.
カノン家具に魔女と戦えというのも酷な話よそなたがいくら怒りに駆られようとも勝算のない戦いでは希望も持てまい無論勝ち目のない戦いではわらわも退屈というもの
Of course, a battle without chance of success would be boring for me as well. Alright.
ならば家具は家具
So furniture against furniture. Except you called the eldest, or also the weakest to be fair, of the 7 sisters. Still the eldest, also the weakest. She secretly knows that she's the weakest. Against Kanon. Great.
家具同士で決着をつけてはどうか
Why not resolve it with a battle between furniture?
それならば勝てる希望も持てるであろう
That should be enough to allow you some hope for victory, right?
恐れながらベアトリーチェ様
Oh, here we go. Lucifer thinks that she's gonna destroy Kanon, right?
私がそのような出来損ないの家具に劣るようなことがありましょうか
Is it truly possible that I could yield to this good-for-nothing furniture?
こんな可愛い子に私が万一にも負けるようなことなど
Hey, at least minor compliment. You called him a cute kid. Let's go, Kanon. Take that to your grave.
我が家具煉獄の七杭を打ち破ってみせよ見事打ち破ってみせたならそうだな
I mean, he didn't even manage to beat Satan or Asmodeus when they fought last time in episode 2. How the hell do you expect him to beat Lucifer now? Even though she's actually weaker. Again, I forget that even though she's the eldest, she's the weakest. Ha! Alright.
13人の生贄を逃れることのできる5人をそなたに自由に決めさせてやろう
Oh! I will let you have free choice over the 5 people who will escape becoming one of the 13 sacrifices. So you can't somewhat choose who becomes free. You can't somewhat pick people based on who you choose. You can't do that, Beto. You have the power to do that. Okay. What's that about? So is it decided by the roulette, or do you have power to go against the roulette sometimes, or change it up?
そなたの推薦する5人をわらわは無条件にて黄金鏡に迎え入れる
Yeah, and I thought that was decided by the roulette, but I guess now you have some power to change it. So you do have power to change it, or do something about the roulette. It's not all just the roulette. You do stuff too.
それならばどうか
How about that? Alright. I'll let you have free choice of the 5 people who escape become one of the 13 sacrifices. Kanon understood that he was being provoked. However, the witch's condition was very tempting. That is actually a very good condition. The evil ritual the witch and the rest were trying to carry out was, at this point, not something that Kanon cared about in the slightest. On the contrary, it was much more important for him to survive, be invited to the Golden Land, and have his wish granted by Beatrice there.
そなたは家具は嫌だと泣いたな。そなたの望み叶えてやろうぞ。枕を濡らしてまで望んだ人間の体を与えてやろうぞ。どうだ？そうすればジェシカとも結ばれるぞ。おお、ちょうどよい。黄金鏡へ招ける5人にジェシカとソナタを推薦すればよい。
She said yoi twice there again. Yeah, Golden Land, yoi. You may include Jessica and yourself in the 5 you recommend for an invitation to the Golden Land.
自分だけが幸せになることに抵抗があるならば、さらにシャノンとその思い人であるジョージを加えればよい。
So even though the servants were deemed sacrifices, Kanon has a choice, which means Beato can't switch it up when it comes to the ritual. I see. Or maybe she's just provoking Kanon. Maybe she doesn't. Maybe the roulette still chooses either way, and even if Kanon wins, it doesn't matter because the roulette decides, and Beato doesn't have any power towards it, right? Maybe that's the case. Or maybe Beato actually has some power. And
義理があるならばさらに源氏も加えればよい。
if you're worried about it, then you can also add Genji.
おお、
Oh, it's freaking cross again. Oh,
これで5人だ。
that is 5.
十分ではないか、カノン。
Just enough room, Kanon.
これだけのご褒美があれば。そなたはわらわを退屈させはしないよな。
Don't let me get bored, will you?
どうせ戯れよ。耳を貸す必要はない。
There's no need to listen to her.
僕は嫌だ。
I'm so sick, infected with where I live. Let me live without this empty bliss, selfishness. I'm so sick. I'm sick of this.
姉さんはそれでいいの？
Hey, Moon, I really like the soundtrack. Alright, I'll take it. Is this really what you want, Ne-san? Beatrice couldn't hide her evil smile at those words.
僕は嫌だ。
I'm sick of this!
幸せになりたい。家具なんてもう嫌だ。人間になって普通の恋がしたい。僕も姉さんのように海が青いってことを知りたいんだ。
I want to know that the ocean is blue just like you!
若いですね。
How young?
羨ましい。
I'm jealous!
だから若者は好きなのだ。
That's why I like young ones. That's sus, Beato. Alright? Like, let us not get into pedophilia out here. Alright? That's sus! Stop it with that. Stop it with that. Okay? Damn! God, I'm trying to read a visual novel here. Alright? I've had enough of you.
源氏、シャノンは下がれ。
Okay.
カノン、ルシファーは前へ。
Kanon Lucifer forward, alright.
仰せのままに。
As you command. Whew, teleport! Oh, Kanon, okay, they're next to each other. Time to fight. Boom, boom, brawl. This brawl better be in the fighting game as well. Let's go. Where?
気に入らないわ。ベアトリーチェ様は無理でも。私にだったら勝てるかもしれないという見下しが最高に気に入らないわ。
I really don't like it. They both have black hair. Kanon has blue eyes. Lucifer has red eyes. I'm noticing now. I forgot to check I should check the servants' eyes. What color eyes does Shannon have? And Genji, and Kumasawa and Gora. I'm wondering now. Do they all have kind of blue eyes, or do their eye colors differ? Doesn't Shannon have more like gray eyes? You know, silver eyes, kind of like Ruby Rose from Ruby. Silver eyes has special power. That was probably humiliating to Lucifer. But at the same time, she was also happy that she was so lucky to have this lovely Frey all to herself.
恋。魔女の家具。
Here we go. Fight incoming.
いつまでも僕を見くびることができると思うな。
Don't think you can look down on me forever. Hey! He jumped. He's off. They're fighting, clashing. Saber swords are being used. Who's winning? Who won? Oh. Oh. Phew. Okay. The fight is still ensuing. We're still going. I'm waiting for that. Pew! For that pew! Big slash to kill
さ
someone.
あさバトラー
Wait, why me? Why am I involved in this? Hey, let Kanon and Lucifer finish their fight. Damn.
楽しい見せ物の時間であるぞ
It's time for another fun show. Alright, we're watching.
くそまたおかしなことになりやがった
You just use saber swords to fight each other.
魔法バトルなんて認めてたまるかよ
I can't ever accept that it's a magic battle. Huh. They're fighting. Yo, it's a tough fight, you know.
ほらほら目をつむらずにちゃんと見ろよほらほらほらほら
Hora, hora.
魔法だよ家具だよそなたがどんなにわらわや魔法の存在を否定しようともほらほらほらほらほらほら
Hora, 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 hora. Hora, hora. Hora, hora. I've learned a new Japanese word now. Hora, hora.
こうして目の前でブワンブワンカキンカキンやられたら台無しだよな
I like the way she said, "Buan buan, kaching kaching, kaking kaking, buan buan."
ほらほら
ほらほら
ほらもう思考なんて止めちまえよ
Mo, hora, 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 hora.
魔法はあるんだってこれはファンタジーなんだって目を閉じるなよしっかり見ろよほらほらほらほらほら
Hora, 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 hora. Hora, 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 hora. Hora, 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 hora. Hora. All right.
畜生畜生畜生畜生
Chiksho, chiksho, chiksho. ダメだぜ。全然ダメだ。
魔性を認めない魔法を認めない
ダメだぜ。
でもこんなにあからさまにやられちまったらなんだっていやいいんだクソクソクソクソ
くそ。
ほら
ほら
目を背けるなよしっかり見ろよ
ほら。
魔法はあるんだよファンタジーなんだよ推理ごっことかやめちまえよ
Stop playing detective, ほら。
知ってんだよものを考えんの本当は苦手なんだろうやめちまえやめちまえほらほらどうせファンタジーどうせファンタジー
うるせえうるせえうるせえ
うるせえわ。
俺に話しかけるんじゃね
The fight is still going.
こいつ意地になっちゃって私になら勝てるなんて思い上がりをしたことを今すぐ床に這いつくばって謝ってごらんなさいそうしたら特別に許してあげてもいいわよ生きながら生皮を剥がして絶命するまで全身を鞭打ってのたうち回らすのを特別に許してあげてもいいわよ可愛い子なんだから謝っちゃいなさいよ
You're a cute kid, so apologize.
そうしたらあなただけは最高に素敵な気分の中で優しく優しく行かせてあげる
If you do, you can spend your last moments in blissful, wonderful ecstasy as I gently finish you off.
黙れ魔女の家具お前と問答するつもりはない
I have no intention of speaking with you.
私なんか眼中にないというのね。
So you say that you think nothing of me, do you?
気に入らないわ。イフを感じないその目。本当に気に入らないわ。
I don't like that disrespectful gaze of yours.
はあ
They're still fighting! This is the longest fight we've seen by far. Holy crap, it still hasn't ended.
カノン君
Kanon. This would make for a fantastic anime. How did they botch this up? This fighting scene. Imagine, dude. Imagine Ufotable. Dude, this art style too. Okay, wait. Their eyes. Okay, their eyes. I'm noticing it now. She kind of does have blue eyes. So maybe all of Kinza's furniture have blue-ish eyes-ish. And all of Beata's furniture have red eyes. Anyway, yeah, imagine Ufotable does Umineko. The fight scenes would be amazing. And yeah, they can do some. Yeah, I think they would need it, and the art style fits. At least this art style with these sprites, I think it would fit. I think it would make a good affordable show.
あや
Wait,
サタンの時よりも筋がいいではないか。
but Ronovit also has blue eyes. Interesting. I'm not seeing the eyes, and Beata's eyes are blue. We've known this though. Her eyes are blue. Ronovit's eyes are blue. But the Seven Stakes eyes are red, and so are the goats. Kinda, technically. Or they're more like red, orange, like hellfire red. Isn't he stronger than he was against Satan? Oh, okay, so she remembers that fight. She remembers the Satan fight.
だから人間は恐ろしいのです。
But I thought he wasn't a human. I thought he was furniture.
たまに魔女にまでなり、悪魔を羊扱いにしたりいたしますよ。
Speaking of humans that become witches and treat demons as butlers.
わらわはどちらを応援すればよいというのか。
So which should I cheer on?
こいつ、私と互角に渡り合うというの？
Are you saying that this guy's on par with me? Well, you are the weakest of the seven stakes, so if he's on par with you, that means he's weaker than your siblings.
僕を見くびるな。お前にそのおごりがある限り、僕には決して勝てない。
She is Lucifer the Proud. As long as you have that pride, you can never win against me.
私がこの煉獄の七姉妹が長女ルシファーを指して決して勝てないと？こんな思い上がりが！
How conceited. They're still fighting. Oh! Oh! Counter! Ring! Attack! Alright. Still clashing. He won? Oh, no. Well, what? What's happening? What? Kanon was desperately trying to stay alive, and he had the strong desire to become human. But Lucifer didn't feel anything stronger than a slight desire to play. So that reached its inevitable result. For the ability to yield such a result is the power of humans. The power of the heart. Let's go, Kanon. Good job.
これまでだ。
That's as far as you go.
お前は僕に決して勝てない。
You can never win against me. Here we go. A glowing red trail extended straight from out from Kanon's arm, pointing at Lucifer's throat, just beneath the tip of her chin.
何よこれ。
You lost. Kanon gets to choose the 5 people that enter the Golden Land. Or does he? Beato probably just lied because she's a piece of crap, I bet. She probably doesn't affect the roulette at all. The roulette just chooses, and she just try to taunt Kanon a bit.
この私がこんなの何かの間違いよ。
There must be some mistake. Yeah, classic villain speech right after they lose. Oh, there must be some mistake. As she ground her teeth in irritation, she tried to deny the reality right before her eyes. But no matter how much she believed in her own superiority, it didn't change the facts right before with her eyes.
ほ
Hey, sup, Cross? Oh.
うやるなあカノン見事だわらわを退屈させなかったそれに比べわらわの家具のなんと情けないことか
Kanon is stronger than the weakest of the 7 stakes. Confirmed. And the eldest. So, it's kind of a W and not as much of a W at the same time. But hey, anything Kanon can get, I'll give it to him.
ルシファー、お嬢様を退屈させていますよ。
Oh, Lucifer, you're boring my lady. Damn!
やはりあなたには荷が勝ちすぎた相手でしたか？
Was this opponent really too much for you to handle?
失望するぞ七食いの長女
I'm disappointed, eldest of the 7 stakes. That would have seemed like nothing more than a simple rebuke to an outsider. However, furniture serving the witch knew what kind of severe treatment was promised by the rebuke, and understood what had been left unsaid. Lucifer, you're in trouble! Yeah, harsh spanking tonight.
この出来損ない家具が
You can scream all you want, you lose! Bye. She howled. Hey, she deserves that for killing me for no reason. That one time we were having a fun discussion, albeit a bit sus, but it was a fun discussion, and she killed me for no reason at the end. I gave her a cookie! Rude of her, very rude of her. She deserves this punishment. She howled. Abandoning her last bit of pride, she made her body explode, exposing her true form. Her true form? She has a true form? Huh? Wasn't that her true form? What the hell is going on now? That form was a demon stake, which bounced and deflected off the walls all over the room. Oh, that stake thing. Okay, yeah, okay, got it.
よくも私にここまで恥をかかせたな殺せ殺す殺せ殺せこのぬるまが私の姿をもはや追うこともできないくせにもう遊ばないよ本気で怒ったわよお前の心臓を一撃で貫いてやるよ
I won't play around anymore. I'm seriously mad I'll pierce your heart in one blow.
ぶっすりざっくり貫いて真っ赤な血の噴水を天井にまで届かせてやるよ死ねー
Die!
カノン君
Alright. She's bouncing! Oh! Did she do it? Beato. Oh. There's blood, with a speed exceeding even the limits that the human eye could follow. Lucifer went wild and flew at Kanon's heart. Did she succeed? I heard blood. Maybe that was Lucifer's blood, though. Lucifer confirmed that the sweet taste she could feel was definitely Kanon's blood. But she quickly noticed she hadn't pierced Kanon's heart.
ほう
Oh, Cross is back at it again.
これだから人間は恐ろしい。紅茶はいかがですかな？
This is why humans are frightening. Anyway, would you like some black tea?
今はよい紅茶もいらぬほどに面白い
This is so interesting I don't need black tea.
カノン君
Kanon! He's bleeding, that's for sure.
おごったな
She may not have pierced his heart, but he's still bleeding.
だからお前は僕に勝てないんだ
That's why you can't win against me. The floor was stained with dripping blood. It really was Kanon's blood, but it wasn't flowing out of his chest. Kanon had sacrificed his own left hand to protect his heart. Ah. Would you look at that? Lucifer was arrogant. Even though she had been given enough time to realize that this was an opponent capable of cornering her, even so, in her pride, she had believed that he was a worthless opponent. She had gotten careless. So just as she had announced, she had aimed for his chest, trying to pierce his heart. but Kanon obviously knew that's where she was aiming, so he was able to block it. Easy enough. Because she was arrogant, she hadn't even thought of aiming for somewhere other than the place she had announced. No, maybe she had thought about it a little. However, her pride would not allow her to aim for a different spot. That's why she's Lucifer the Proud. Because she was Lucifer the Proud. Exactly! I just said that. Thanks for repeating it for me, visual novel. Kanon, withstanding the pain, grasped the demon stake sticking deep into his left hand strongly with his right and pulled it out. The sound of breaking bones and even more blood dripping down could be heard. Breaking bones, yikes. Shannon instinctively averted her eyes. There was an air hole in the back of the pierced hand, so big that you could clearly see through to the other side. That's rough, buddy. Kanon's face was filled with agony, but in this very moment, he had won without a doubt. I wonder, if that happens to you in real life, right? As in, you get stabbed through your hand, and a big hole is created in the middle of your hand. Does that ever recover, or do you have a hole in your hand for your entire life? Does that make sense? You know how it's like when you get cut, if the cut is not deep enough, it doesn't leave a permanent mark, right? Like I got cut on my left wrist. Okay, like on top of my left wrist a week ago, and by now it's already gone. It was because it was a very minor cut. It was barely a thing, and now it's just like a random scratch. It looks like a random scratch now because it's recovered, right? It's healed, right? And in a couple months it'll be gone, right? My skin will be back, right? If that instead of a small cut, it's like it goes through your entire hand. Can that recover? How does recovering even work? I mean, if you can hear the sounds of the bones breaking and stuff, then yeah, I guess. I mean, at that point you can't even move your fingers, right? Because if you cut through the bones and everything, you don't have the finger muscles to move the fingers, right? Like your hand is gone. So that can't be recovered, right? I mean, that means your left hand is gone forever. I mean, it's not gone, it's there, but like you can't use it, right? You can't do anything with it. You can't pick up stuff or anything. Even after years of healing, it's gone, right? It can't heal. Does that make sense? Anyway, I'm digressing here. If any of you guys know enough about how that works, let me know. I guess I ain't no doctor. I don't know how that works. I don't know how injuries at that scale go about. The demon stake he was gripping with his right hand turned back into Lucifer again. Kanon was now gripping exactly where her neck was. Oh hell yeah! She's crying, haha! I win! Beatrice. Does he get to choose then? Is that how that works? Kanon didn't hold back at all with the hand gripping Lucifer's throat. She had challenged him again after their fight had already been decided. Kanon had no obligation to be considerate. But even so, Kanon released the witch's furniture. Was it his naive humanism, his pity for another piece of furniture, or a final show of respect to the witch? In any case, when she was released, Lucifer fell face down on the ground and made as if to vomit, moaning over the pain in her throat. Man, he destroyed the eldest sister. Your great efforts have gone some way to proving Kinzo's research correct. What research? About how to create the best possible furniture? But isn't Kanon supposed to be furniture? Genji supposed to be furniture perfectified? Ronove was clapping his hands. To Kanon, who had achieved a difficult victory, incurring a wound on his left hand that couldn't be closed. Oh, so it can't be closed. Okay. Well, guys, let me know. If y'all are medically knowledgeable enough, let me know. That applause seemed nothing but shallow. Oh. I just thought about that, yeah. It does seem like a very insulting applause.
人の心はあらゆる可能性を秘めるか。いやはやこれだから人間は恐ろしい。あっぱれであるぞカノン。 そなたは勝利した。見事だ。
You're victorious, spectacular, Kanon. Okay.
大丈夫？
Daijoubu?
カノン君。
Are you okay? Shannon ran up to him and wrapped a handkerchief around his left hand, which was still spraying blood.
見事であるぞカノン。実に見事である。わらわも少しは番狂わせを期待した。それを裏切らぬとは、そなたは誠に素晴らしき家具であるぞ。
So she was hoping for an upset.
見直した。正直見直したぞ。
I honestly think better of you. Well, will you grant him the promise of the battle?
約束を忘れてはいないだろうな、ベアトリーチェ。
You better not have forgotten our promise, Beatrice.
もちろん忘れてはおらぬぞ。魔女も悪魔も非道ではある。だがしかし契約に限っては人間など及ばぬほどに高潔だ。
Oof, is that a dig at Kinzo?
わらわは保護にはせん。そなたが勝利したなら13人の生贄を逃れることができる5人を自由に決める権利を保証した。
I guarantee that if you won, I would give you the right to decide the 5 people who escaped becoming the 13 sacrifices.
ベアトリーチェ様。
Nah, you're gone. You're done for. You're gonna get a punishment. Haha.
私はまだ敗れたわけでは。
Oh, why is she so close up to us? Hey guys, close up shot of Lucifer. From hello. How you doing? Alright, let's go back. I haven't yet. Well, oh, she's upside down now. Beatrice twirled her pipe, and heaven and earth turned over just for Lucifer. Damn. Wow. Now she's close up and upside down, just like that. Wow, guys. Upside down Lucifer! Imagine this was the thumbnail for this part. That would be funny. Okay, anyway. So as a horribly natural result, she fell onto the ceiling. The ceiling doesn't seem that high to people standing on the floor. However, people who fall on it upside down and head first surely don't feel the same way. Yeah. Imagine falling upside down, yeah, head first. That's ouchie ouch.
お嬢様、
Gravity works harsh that way.
さすがにやりすぎでは。
Isn't this a little much? No, she lost. I wanna see that punishment. She killed me for no reason, so I wanna see this punishment.
それもそうであるな。許してやるか。
I suppose I will forgive her. Beatrice just spun her pipe again. She's doing it again. Woo! Lucifer's upside down. Okay. Oh, and again. She did it twice. When she did, the magic that had been affecting Lucifer was released. So as a horribly natural result, this time with extreme legitimacy, she fell back onto the floor. Apu. Ouch. Ouchie ouch. Aka! Beatrice, forgive me?
何を怯えておるか。
I don't know, falling head first onto the ceiling and again and again.
わらはもはや許したぞ。さてカノン、続けようではないか。
So, Kanon, shall we continue? Continue with what? Hey, fulfill the promise.
何をだ、まさか彼女にとどめをさせとでも言うつもりなのか。
You aren't saying that you want me to finish her, are you?
ああ、違う。まだ終わっちゃいないだろうが。
It isn't over yet, right? What?
何をだ、
What do you mean? He won!
はぐらかすな。
Stop dodging the question.
わらわは確かにそなたと約束したぞ。
Does he get to choose?
わらわの家具煉獄の七杭を打ち破ったならとな。さあさあおいでなさい煉獄の七杭。不甲斐なき長女の6人の妹たち。
I hope you guys enjoyed this part of Umineko when they cry. Kanon deserves better. Frick you, Beatrice. I hope you guys enjoyed this part more than I enjoyed reading it. Frick you. I hate you. Alright, y'all. Peace.